There we go. So, well, thank you. And as you mentioned, I'm Francois Morin. I'm the Vice President Development for North America for First Hydrogen. And I am very excited to be here and to do this update today about the hydrogen sector, but also about where we're at with First Hydrogen. So today we will focus on the following points. First hydrogen path to decarbonization, hydrogen industry trends, first hydrogen commercial vehicles, where we're at with that development, first hydrogen roadmap. I will present you the roadmap moving forward, and obviously our North American update, which we announced the development program in North America in late December 2023. So this is our team. This is First Hydrogen. And the team, simply put, we have a mission to accelerate decarbonization, and we are doing this by applying advanced technology in order to create a straightforward and compelling value proposition for our customers, and also to provide competitive total cost of ownership, enabling a transition from legacy carbon emitting fleet vehicles to zero emission fleets. Our model is based on three key components, which is vehicle design and supply, zero emission fuel supply, and green powertrain, enabling both sustainability and economic value proposition based on total cost of ownership. Later in the presentation, I will provide updates on our progress. However, first, I want to share the very latest news on our markets. I think it's really important that we position how hydrogen is actually becoming, as we know, a mega trend. The hydrogen mega trend is here, and it is critical for investors, the investor community, to be on board for this opportunity. This trend is the conversions of multiple factors that are all important in their own right. Today, these factors are combined in a convergence of needs and capabilities. We truly have a rock-solid opportunity that we can seize with confidence as a result. This is why we're so passionate about what we're doing, and we know the conditions are right to create tremendous value and tremendous good. A recent study from McKinsey is reinforcing that position. The role of renewables will play in our energy mix will be greater than 50% by 2050. This is a long-term renewable energy supercycle we are entering. And along with it will be significant growth in the hydrogen sector. In fact, McKinsey has identified hydrogen as one of the fastest to grow as part of this super cycle. Of course, supply chains needs to scale up, and there are ongoing risks that need to be carefully managed. Interesting is the reality that as renewables increase and generation costs decrease, that the cost of electricity from the grid will continue to climb. This is mainly due to massive investment needed to upgrade our electrical grid infrastructure. The implication here is that transportation providers need to factor in these costs into the procurement decisions, and this is where hydrogen is expected to play a very competitive role in the market. Our technology and value proposition is interwoven into the fabric of this megatrend, and I will now show you how the existing market developments that we are seeing has an impact on that development. We were all very interested in the developments at COP28. Our planet, as we all know, is under tremendous pressure, and the record high temperature recorded yesterday, last month, last year, are further evidence of the need to take action and to take it now. Economies are, of course, looking to balance short-term post-COVID budget. However, it is encouraging to see the growing international consensus on a call for action on a call for action now. The first wave is identified. No, sorry. The first wave is definitely hydrogen production with green and low carbon intensity hydrogen being generated by electrolyzers from fossil fuels combined with carbon capture. Production is now forecast to increase by a multiplicator of 20 by the end of 2030, per a recent IEA report. And we're now seeing growing commitments for the offtake or purchase of this hydrogen. It is very important to secure to secure needed financing for the hydrogen project pipeline. Europe has estimated that there's some more than 7 million metric tons of demand commitments in place for 2030. So it's a significant portion of the global green hydrogen forecast, which is at between 16 and 24 MT. Again, looking at Europe as a sector leader, we had a very good news announced late November, with 65 hydrogen projects being identified as having common mutual interest for the European Union. This will result in a high-level support as well as streamlined regulatory approval for these projects, along with a similar number of electricity and infrastructures projects. These projects are distributed across Europe and focus on major transportation grid corridors known as the 10E network. Final note on Europe is that the EU Hydrogen Bank tender a couple of days ago was announced, received 132 bids from 17 European countries. And they will share 800 million euros, and this will help subsidize the winner's bidders' hydrogen generation costs in order to provide hydrogen prices into the market that will result in further adoption of green hydrogen. So it is very positive traction on the European front. And yes, green hydrogen is also front and center as part of the American clean energy industrial revolution. This image from the US DOE underscores the most comprehensive approach being taken by the US to integrate hydrogen into all aspects of the economy. And now, more good news from the US DOE Hydrogen Hub plan with projects selected. 7 key projects announced with $7 billion in funding support unlocking an estimated of $50 billion in overall investment that will create a major stimulus of the hydrogen sector, coast to coast and north to south, involving 17 states. This is really, truly impressive. And there is also important activity happening beyond the Hydrogen Hub projects as a result in the additional government funding for programs or as part of the US IRA tax credits and production credits. Here is one example of interest for both hydrogen generation and storage. I wanted to highlight how large hydrogen storage can be. The ACES Delta project in Delta, Utah represents one of the first hydrogen storage project underground and is 150 gigawatt hour of energy storage. Compare this to battery storage, where the world's largest projects are sub 1 gigawatt hour. We see why hydrogen works for large energy storage that matches extremely well with capturing renewables for redeployment when needed. Bottom line, US and European traction on large projects for hydrogen and traction on renewable energy and electrification are all driving the conversion to zero emission. And it's also great to see positive traction in the UK after the recent delay of fossil vehicle ban until 2035 on the basis of affordability. The support of green industries includes green hydrogen technologies that will benefit also from such investments as announced by Hyperdrola to build out large-scale renewables. And in Canada, also project traction on the carbon reduction front with $10 billion in project announcements, notably in our sector by TESS, whom is also developing similar plans in Europe and the US for major decarbonization plans. Further, details in the Canadian tax credits for hydrogen industry will help to underpin similar projects going forward. A final perspective from the World Economic Forum shows how hard and how fast we all must work to close the gap on global warming to manageable levels. So, what does this all mean for the industry and for First Hydrogen? We have a tangible evidence that the hydrogen investment wave is happening. And commercial vehicles are seen to be the winning mobility application. Our product choice for commercial vehicles and our market choice of Europe, UK, and North America are spot on. And finally, we are seeing acceleration, and with some more hard work, we need to act without delay. We are also in good shape with our overall progress, and I will now focus on our key initiative, starting with our vehicles business. Our fleet day at the Myra test track near Manchester, UK, was a tremendous success and again strongly reinforced our thesis that LCVs, light commercial vehicles for fleets, need a fuel cell solution. Range, payload, fast refueling are all seen as needed by fleet customers. We heard this firsthand from the multiple fleet operators and industry experts that attended the Myra Day. The event was a combination of in-class learning and feedback session, vehicle inspections, and actually getting to drive the vans. Our UK team has to be congratulated for putting such an excellent event. The industry participation was broad-based, covering key adoption segments like groceries, parcel delivery, utilities, and resource industries. And importantly, participation from the leasing community that we see as very important to have on board, as the industry will need financing support in order to help speed the transition to zero emission. Important next steps are to translate the industry interest to tangible orders to help supply side management. Our journey to commercialization is underway, and we expect pre-orders as a 2024 deliverable in process, and this is already started with meetings underway this week and the coming weeks. In summary, our fleet demonstration program is doing exactly what we expected of it. Voice of the customer input, verifying our product plans, and creating the demand for our van. We will continue with more demonstration to progressively get more fleet operators on board. And as you can see on this slide, Amazon will start a trial in UK starting March 11. So this is really important for us. They will try our vans for 1 month, and they will actually try them in routes, delivering real parcels. So this is really key for our growth and really key for our credibility that we have Amazon on board trying our vans in UK, and we're very proud of that commitment. So, yeah, we will continue with more demonstration to progressively get more fleet operators on board. And this is what I want to present today. I don't know if it's going to work, but I want to present a testimonial video. I don't know if you could see that. Julien? Anybody?
No, we do not. We do not see it.
Let me, okay, so I
I
need,
don't know why. I was trying to look up.
wait, I need to reshare my screen. Wait, you don't see, you hear it, but you don't see it?
We don't even hear it. It's like it's not playing at all for us.
Okay, let me try something. Just give me one sec. I will stop sharing my screen and then I will reshare again because it's really important for us to show that.
What we've tried to do with Wales and West is to produce a concept vehicle to deploy hydrogen vehicle technology to the benefit of society in South Wales.
The use of hydrogen in vehicles is exciting because it provides an alternative to battery electric. We know that we're going to have to move our fleet to zero emissions over the next few years, and the earlier we can start, the better. Battery electric vehicles aren't for everybody, so we're very keen to trial a hydrogen vehicle which can have a longer range, can be refueled in a very similar time to diesel, and doesn't suffer any range degradation issues during cold weather. We're going to use it as a first call operatives vehicle, which for us is a critical frontline vehicle role, visiting customers and attending public reported gas escapes.
What we've done is bring our demonstration trials to South Wales, and because there's no fixed refueling here, hydrogen refueling, we've partnered with Proteum and Hippo to create what we call a hydrogen vehicle ecosystem, where we're providing the vehicles, Wales and West are using them, and Proteum have developed and produced the green hydrogen that Hippo can use to put in the tanks.
You've got this real kind of nucleus here of a supply chain, which is deploying today onto the roads, and it can just grow. So I just see this area as being a real hotspot for the hydrogen economy, and with that will come more and more jobs.
So the trial lasts 4 weeks, and our expectations at the end of the trial is we'll be able to demonstrate to drivers and to fleet managers, fleet operators, how hydrogen is to live with. Our expectations, people will find that the driving experience is very, very similar to normal regular vehicles, if not maybe slightly better. We'll find that people realise that hydrogen is safe to use, and it isn't that difficult to perform as a refuelling process.
So we're really keen to try this and to get some operating experience, some real data, and to then start to compare that data in terms of data we might gather in terms of battery electric vehicles, and then compare it with our existing diesel fleet.
There's no doubt that battery electric vehicles form part of the future deployment in fleets, but there are many fleet operators in the UK and globally that are starting to realise that there are certain duty cycles, ways that vans are being used, that require better range, higher payload, faster refuelling, and that's where our hydrogen fuel cell vans hit the spot.
It's a testimonial of Wales and West, which tried our vehicles, and they're really pushing or presenting the hydrogen as a service. This is our business model that we're presenting. So we provide the hydrogen, we provide the vehicles, the LCVs, and we provide the support, the training. So it's hydrogen as a service. And we're just finished yesterday a month-long trial with Wales and West, and they were so satisfied with the overall ecosystem we brought. We had mobile refueling stations, HRS, we had the vans, and they were using it. It's a utility company, so they were using it to tour their customers around as they were doing some services in the houses. So that was just a very, very good video. And what we could do, we could, I don't know, somehow share it with you guys afterwards. And I will pursue my presentation now. I can. Okay, there we go. So let's go over the roadmap that we're looking for first hydrogen in the next 10 years. So basically, if we look at what we've accomplished so far, in the UK is the proof of concepts, and we are undertaking trials for the next 2024, 2025. And we're looking at big companies now, looking at us, DPD. I mentioned Amazon, and moving forward, we have Vichy, and we have a funnel of trials for the next year and a half of about 20, 25 companies who are highly interested in looking at hydrogen and hydrogen as a service as being a part of their fleet operations throughout UK and Europe. Meanwhile, in parallel, we're looking at North America. We launched in December, like I mentioned, we launched our demonstrator program, which is exactly a replication of what we're doing in UK. And we're starting, as of today, to build 2 vehicles that will be obviously North American homologated. So this is the big challenge right now. And we are looking at donors, vehicle donors, chassis, and building up, which is really important as we're moving, as you can see on the slide, towards Shawinigan. And Shawinigan is basically where we'll be producing, manufacturing the LCVs, the vehicles, by 2028. So what we need to do in North America right now is to build our supply chain, sign the partnerships. And this is what we're doing with the North American program and the feasibility study. So this is going very, very well. We're looking at different suppliers. Weichai is one of them, Chinese, and we're looking at different suppliers in the States, and as well as Canada. Our fuel cell supplier is a Canadian-based company, Ballard. So this is really interesting for us as we are building this and securing our supply chain for the next 2 to 5 years. It will be very interesting to follow. And as you can see at the bottom of the slide, we are working on the hydrogen production. If we want to build the hydrogen as a service, we will provide hydrogen to our customers. And this is also being built in Shawinigan and should be in operation by 2028. So moving along on both front, Europe and North America, things are moving very, very, very well for First Hydrogen. So this is what we're going to be building in North America. So it's the same as in UK. And you could see this is the proof of concept. It's working. It's being tried. We're very happy about the outcome so far. And it's quite unique that you can see that in the world right now. First Hydrogen has been gathering data like nobody has done so far anywhere with the fuel cells. We have over 20,000 kilometers with those vans and trials in real on-road situation, which nobody has done that so far. So you can see it's a 55 kilowatt, the electric drive, and that was approved in October 2022, which wasn't an easy task in UK. So it's approved for road as any vehicle. So we went through all the security, fire hazards, and so forth. And so this is a very big accomplishment. It's not only a demonstrator, it is now considered as a on-road vehicle, and it has over 1,500 kilometer range per tank. It's a 10 kilogram tank. So we're very, very proud of the proof of concept, what we have accomplished. And we're now moving towards the North American market and the commercialization in the UK. So in summary, like you saw, our business plan is in nature to simplify market adoption. Our markets are clearly accelerating. We have exciting progress on vehicles and energy front, with fleet customers. And we are looking at a commercialization in Europe, UK, and North America moving forward. So that's it.
Well, this is a great presentation. Again, Francois, I think our viewers and listeners are very, very, very lucky today. They are having a lot of companies that we're covering since a while that are doing development, are taking concrete steps, and are realizing milestone. I think First Hydrogen has proven that it is one of those, and the entire reason for this event to exist is exactly that, to be able to follow up and with the companies and having the companies follow through with their own business model. So this is great to hear. So can you tell us a little more about what's happening in the hydrogen sphere right now? It seems like I have more news about hydrogen car, hydrogen everything than lithium or than batteries, or at least equally. A few months back or even a year ago, everyone thought, well, not everyone obviously, but I mean, a lot of people thought that hydrogen has no chance into competing, into going against it. Now we see as the subsidiaries in the AV world are going down. Well, you know, people are buying less and less of those battery powered cars. What's your take on that? Where exactly is the sector and where it's going?
Well, I think as being part of the hydrogen ecosystem and sector, industry sector, I'm very happy about these news. What we've seen lately is big OEMs like Ford, Stellantis, GM even, announcing that they will actually move into hydrogen fuel cell vehicles as being part of their now offering. I think what's really key to understand here, there is place and room for EVs, electric vehicles, and there is a need. The segments, passenger vehicles, I think will always have a stronger proportion ratio with electric vehicles. But as you look to different needs, especially for fleet operators, long haul drivers, long haul transportation, then you'll see that hydrogen is a perfect fit. It has a longer range. It's a shorter to refuel. The payload capacity is not taken by the size of the battery stacks within the vehicle. And something that's really important that most of the companies are now realizing is cold weather. And that has a huge impact on the autonomy of the vehicles. So, and also another item that we see in the like in Canada, where there's winter and spring and where the roads are falling down because of weight, there is now, with the batteries being so heavy, there is now regulations that are put in place that a vehicle won't be able to pass certain weights, which you already see in some regulations. But if you add a payload to the battery stacks, then your vehicles in the spring period won't be able to commute or to travel at all. So that's another factor that we're looking at right now. And the last one, which is more in the financial, is basically the cost of producing hydrogen is falling down, not as fast as we expected, but it is falling down. And people are more secured with the technology. Fuel cells have been proven to be secured. They don't blow up like people were kind of expecting about hydrogen. So I think, overall, it's a secured technology. It's been proven to work. And the financials are, way better than they were. So people are now investing massively into the hydrogen sector. And you can see that the OEMs are now turning around and looking at hydrogen as being part of their portfolio.
I think this is very much to the point, and that those are underestimated factors. Both the coldness. I know myself having an EV that it really cut my driving range of about half or so on, and at 1 degree and -1, not at -25 or 50 as we thought. So obviously it has some issues. So listen, we are wishing, obviously, First Hydrogen best of luck into the next phase, into Amazon trying out your vehicle. This is a big name to put in the presentation. It's also a big name to have the right to put in the presentation, because they don't allow that to everyone. So we'll be continuing following your success. And yes, best of luck, obviously, Francois, and see you next time.
All right. Thanks a lot. It was
Thank you
nice
very
being
much.
here.